Hey diggers, it's my fourth outing for the year. We've been to a couple houses, Don and I, with not much luck. Don got us this permission here. It's a small yard. Found several clad quarters about 7 inches deep, so wasn't much hope. This was a very difficult signal. A lot of iron and trash all along this sidewalk right here. A lot of debris, but there's a little squeaky mixed in. And I got a pretty good looking Mercury Dime. Alright, on to the next. Hey Don, try not to look too jealous. Yeah. Don and I are at a house. I just got permission. The house dates to 1880. And I had a signal 6 inches deep. It sounded like a modern penny. I'm not sure what it is. It's quite large. This side says 1 penny token. I don't know what this is. It's big. I'm wondering if it's one of those Canadian bank tokens. I don't know. It's drying out, so I'm starting to see a little bit of detail. It could also just be a bunch of junk. Who knows? Cheers. But it's a cool find nonetheless. So I'll get it cleaned up and get you a picture. On to the next. Well diggers, Don just now dug a bar recorder, 1896, right there where he's standing. And I had dug a wheat penny right here, and I stood up and swung around, and I got a 1245 about 7 inches deep. Looks like I got me maybe a 1923 Merc. Cool, it's second silver today. This yard looks like it's going to turn out to be a really good yard. On to the next. Hey diggers, it's been a while since I found anything, about 30-40 minutes, and I'm actually reworking the area I had previously worked. And this was like a modern zinc penny, but it was about 8 inches down and real choppy. Once I removed the dirt and got closer to it with the probe, it started sounding so much better. And so that's my first Indian of the day, and it looks like 1905. So that is a good find. All right, on to the next. Well, we are next door to the house where I've just finished finding that Indian head penny. And Don got us permission at this one. It looks to be about as old as the house we were at. I found 3 wheat pennies so far in Memorial, but this, I just dug at about 6 inches. It says passed. It has a number, but there's no other writing on it that I can see. I'm not exactly sure what kind of tag it is, but whatever it is, it passed. So anyway, on to the next. It's been probably 30 minutes since my last good find, but I just got me a nickel signal about 6 inches down. It looks like this one's going to have a legible date. Maybe you can see it in the viewfinder. I cannot. But it's a nice buffalo nickel. I'll definitely take it. Glad to have it. On to the next. Don and I have moved next door, and I've dug 3 or 4 wheat cents. I've been working just from right along here, along this ridge line. And I had, sounded like an Indian head scent about 7 inches deep. And I've got me a sterling Eagle, Anchor, and Globe. I'm thinking it's Marine Corps. Pretty sure it says sterling on the back. So this might be World War II era, a pin. Maybe it's sweetheart jewelry. No telling, but it's a nice, cute little piece of sterling jewelry. I'll take it. Glad to have it. Yes, son. Alright, on to the next. It's been probably 5 minutes since I found that little sterling pin, and I just had a real nice signal. 1145, about 4 inches deep. And I've got me another Mercury Dime. It actually came up in the plug. It was not that deep. All right, that's good. On to the next. Okay, Don just scored a walker over on the other side of the yard. I'm insanely jealous. I just had a real nice signal, about 6 inches. I cut the plug and flipped it, and that is exactly how it ended up. I didn't touch it. It's a Rosie, which is okay. Still a silver dime. All right, good. Well, that's 3 silvers out of this yard, 4 if you count my sterling little pin that I found. But anyway, we got a lot of yard left to go, so I'm hopeful. On to the next. This is my next signal right after the Rosie, and I got my first war nickel of the year. This was such a fluty sound. It didn't sound like a nickel, and it didn't sound like a penny or a dime. It just sounded like some bizarre signal that I didn't recognize, so I just dug it just to see what it was, and it turned out to be a war nickel. I think the silver content of these coins varied so much that they never ring up the same way twice. All right, on to the next. Wow, diggers, I can't hardly get anywhere because I'm digging so many wheat cents. Probably 20 of them already, just from that rise right there to here. I've only made 3 passes, and I just had a real sharp 1146. It's another Rosie. This one was barely 2 inches deep. The Wheaties are all running about 3 inches deep. All right, on to the next. All right, diggers, this is amazing. I just had a 12.9, which is a very low nickel, maybe a V nickel, about 5 inches down, but sometimes it's gold, and I can tell just by looking at it. That's exactly what it is. It's an old class ring. All right, I'll get this cleaned up. 1936. Wow. Awesome. All right. On to the next. All right. This is my next good signal. It was kind of a nickel signal, but more like a 1215. And I've got another war nickel. Excellent. Yeah, anytime you rub it with your thumb and it shines up, then you know it's the silver one. All right, On to the next. Okay, just going over the spot that Dawn did earlier. This one was kind of here on the edge, and it wasn't very deep. Maybe 3 inches is how deep it was. Here it is in the plug. And it's another Rosie. Okay, sorry, I think I turned my camera off. It's another Rosie. Alright, excellent. On to the next.